What's going on, people? Phonics. Right to truth.
Yeah. Cool-headed, but I'm too deadly. All the way up to the top where I'm going, nigga, where you headed? King shit, overruled peasants. Don't lose your bitch for 2 seconds. All I gotta do is talk to her for a few seconds, and she'll be trying to give me smooth Beckett. Gooseneck, man, marijuana, get the move ready. Crew reppin' since 9th grade, high school freshman. Young nigga, I was too restless. You guessed it, no cap, it's a new era. Midnight with my last bitch and my last bitch. That's 2 X's, dos X's, 2 N's. I was gone for a few seconds and came home.
Good, was good. Happy Friday to y'all, end of the week. Yo, hope everybody's good out there. Welcome to Right to Truth. It's your host, Phonics. I want to send a happy birthday shout out to my sister. I will be calling her after this broadcast. We're of a certain age where we don't send text messages that say HBD or a bunch of balloon emojis and all of that, and go on Facebook. We don't have to do all of that. I'll call her direct and wish her another happy New Year. I'm glad everybody's here today, and I'm about to jump right in. You know how I do. Nothing but topics, good topics to talk about. But I want to talk about these old ass people, man. They're old dirty bastards. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sick of them. And yo, real talk, the only reason I have Giuliani up there, because he really has nothing to do with this, but I have him up there because, that bastard, he had a great legacy he had built for himself. He was called America's mayor after 9/11. Y'all old enough, y'all remember that. You know what I'm saying? Before that, he was a New York State, the government, federal district prosecutor who put the mob away. He was known for that. And lo and behold, the same law that he used to put the mafia away is being used on him to put him away and Trump away and the rest of the cohorts. So, Giuliani, you're my dickhead of the day, not donkey. You really destroyed your legacy. What a loser. What a real loser. So, y'all, he's been begging, he owes millions of dollars in legal fees. So he's been, begging Trump, and Trump is like, I'm not giving you nothing. So his son, got on his knees for Trump, and Trump arranged a $100,000 plate dinner for Giuliani. And his son expects him to raise at least $1 million, that can cover some of his fees. I have no sympathy for these people. Look, if you broke the law, you go to jail. That's how we do it. You should know more than anybody, Giuliani. You were somebody who was supposed to enforce and uphold the law. Now look at you. Mugshot. Fulton County. Big shout out to Fulton County, man. Big shout out to the A, man. Big shout out to Fannie Willis. Word. So let's get into this, man. Let's talk about these old dirty bastards, man. So today, and I'm going to get to Biden in them shortly, but let's talk about Nancy Pelosi. That's the one in the middle. Look like a witch, don't she? God, she looks bad. And this came from FoxNews.com by Chris Pandolfo. Former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, deep Democrat, will seek a 20th term in the U.S. House of Representatives, announcing Friday she is running for re-election in 2024. Pelosi, 83, declared her candidacy for 11th Congressional District, representing San Francisco in a post on X, formerly known as Twitter. The platform formerly known as Twitter. Quote, now more than ever, our city needs us to advance San Francisco's values and further our recovery. Our country needs America to show the world that our flag is still there with liberty and justice for all, Pelosi said. That is why I'm running for re-election and respectfully ask for your vote. That's why she shouldn't run for re-election, and you shouldn't give her your vote. San Francisco is a blue city, ran by Democrats, and they've ran it into the ground. It is a total dump. Total dump. This woman is 83 years old, born March 26, 1940. That is a very long time ago. She's been in Congress, in the U.S. House of Representatives, this is her 20th term. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. And these people fight because they want the power. You see, she's old, she's a grandmother. We know what happened last year with her husband. Somebody broke in his home, almost beat him to death. And then, she bowed out from being the House Majority Speaker, but she's still been in Congress. She's just been on the low. So now she feels like everything is blown over, and now I'm going to get back to it. Go home, lady. Go home and die respectfully. Respectfully. Let somebody new come in, young, with fresher ideas. I'm tired of you old people with the same talking points. This country is beginning to look like the laughing stock of the free world. We have a migrant problem that we just can't control. Crime is running rampant. We have lawlessness all throughout the government, and it's on the streets. We need somebody who's going to be tough on crime and reel things back in and let people know we are a civilized society. That's what we are. We're a civilized society. And I think she's forgetting that. She was first elected to Congress in 1987, becoming the first female speaker in 2007. And in 2019, she regained the speaker's gavel. This is all a power thing, man. And it's just ridiculous. 1987, I was 6 years old. That's a very long time ago. Why can't we move on? And I blame you people that keep voting for these people. And that's why we need younger people. Yo, look, I have been disillusioned just like you throughout my 20s, throughout my 30s and everything with the political system. But now, as being a man of a certain age, I realize it's our time now. I'm talking about the 20s, the 30s, and it's our time. The 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50-year-olds, it's our time. This is our country. These are elderly people. Elderly. You have Representative Grace Napolitano, Democrat, 86 years old. Mitch McConnell, Republican, 81. We're going to get to him shortly. Dianne Feinstein, Democrat, California, 90 years old. And Chuck Grassley, Republican, Iowa, 89 years old. This is ridiculous. You can't tell me that there's not better people who can fill these seats. There is. There should be a cap on how long you can be a politician. It should not be a career thing. This is why we're in the trouble that we're in, people. It's because it's been the same old talking points. Same old talking points over and over and over again. And I'm sick of it, man. I'm really sick of it. I'm sick of these old dirty bastards. We're not benefiting from them, quote unquote, leading the country. We're voting it in, but yet they're not doing our bidding. They're doing what they want. And this is why they want to hold on to their seats. Pelosi's a very wealthy woman. How can she relate to the people? This is not what the forefathers forevision of this country. George Washington did a 4-year term and he was done. He was done. These people, they want to stay to hold on so they can hold on to the power. It's not about the people. Don't let them fool you. And the younger generation see through the bullshit. And we're sick of you people. And this is why I'm respectfully, I'm making a call out there to the younger people. We need to run for office. You have to have whether you have a belief in the system or not, maybe you'll be the one that can make the change. Hopefully you won't allow your soul to be compromised in the process. But you can make a real change. And you have to fight those who are against making our country what it was once a long, long time ago. We're not going to allow you to push immigrants on us. We're not going to allow certain things. And this is what we need. We need people to come in there who are going to fight back, Democrat or Republican, and not just go along with the party. Go in there and fuck it up. Turn heads. Make them hate you and dislike you. But know that the American people are behind you and they support you because you're a person of integrity. None of these people in this collage have integrity. They're dirtbags. And they have contributed to this country going downhill. And I'm sick of it. Stop thinking that you just have to vote for who's ever on that roster. If you don't feel comfortable, don't vote. And we will all withhold our vote until the candidates that we support get heard. Again, everybody knows this. If you've been listening to Right the Truth, I'm rolling with the Ramaswamy Army because he's younger and he has fresher ideas. And that's what we need. I don't need no 80-year-old person in Congress or the president. We don't need that. 70, we don't need that. Let me get back to the article. Her announcement puts to rest any suggestion of retirement, though it comes amid concerns over the advanced age of numerous elected officials, who I read off. Mitch McConnell, 81, renewed concerns about his age and fitness for office after he froze in front of news cameras last month for the second time this year. McConnell's physician medically cleared him to continue with business as usual and did not find any evidence of a stroke or a seizure after several tests per an announcement Tuesday. What do you expect his physician to say? Look, they said that last couple of years of Reagan's term, Nancy was running things. Because his Alzheimer's, he had one of them, you know what I'm saying, them things that old people get, you know what I'm saying? And he wasn't able to do his job, but they kept it under wraps. He needs to step down. He isn't doing anything for his state anyway. I mean, are we serious right now? That's what we need to look at too. Damn, do these people get evaluations for their work? They'll always come out when they're on a campaign trail and tell you what they did and what they contribute to. What they're not doing anything. Because if they were, this country wouldn't be in the state that it's in. And I'm blaming everybody. Even so, the episode prompted critics like Republican presidential candidate Nikki Haley to deride the Senate as a, quote, privileged nursing home. At least one House member, Representative John James, Republican Michigan, introduced a resolution to amend the Constitution to impose an age limit on holding federal service. James' proposal is to bar anyone who would be 75 or older from running for president, vice president, or either House of Congress. I would say 65 or 70. And I believe that this should apply to the workforce as well. Because you have these people who are past retirement age, but they're getting a check for just doing nothing. And you see, the problem is their job can't be filled because they're still in it. So you have young people who are coming out of college and whatnot. How can they get the experience to get on these jobs? They can't. Or people in their 30s or 40s, like myself. Because these people won't retire. They won't leave. So there's no vacancy in that position. That's a problem. And these are very wealthy people. They can afford to retire. They should be forced. 65, nah, you got to go. You got to go. You know, and I think it's just ridiculous that nobody talks about this enough. What did you expect Mitch McConnell's doctor to say? There's obviously something wrong physically or mentally. But he has to hold on to that power. These people would rather die in office. Never mind spending time with their family. They're in the twilight years of their life. Never mind spending time with their family or enjoying any of that. No, it's all about this power. And to Joe Biden, you know what I'm saying, to him, I think the Democratic Party forced him to run as they're trying to force him for re-election. The man is clearly not up to it. And it's really shameful that they're doing this. They're so desperate to beat Donald Trump that they're going to present this man out here like this. And you can see, obviously, he's not capable anymore of performing at a high level. And there's nothing wrong with that. He's an older man. And yes, some people are sharper than others at certain ages. But he's an older man. And as somebody who lost a grandmother to what it appears like him and Mitch McConnell could be going through. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy the time you can with your family and friends, man. You know? And it's just really sad that these people, they don't want to do that. You know? It's just crazy to me. Trump is 77, born June 14th, 1946. Biden, born November 20th, 1942. Rudy Giuliani, born May 28th, 1944. These people were born well over a half a century ago. We're almost getting to a point where it's almost a century ago. These people have been alive for everything. It's time that younger people get in and we can hear what they have to say and how they want to run the country. This is our country now. It's not you people's country anymore. I'm sorry. And I kind of agree with Nikki Haley. Is the Congress becoming a privileged nursing home? That's what it appears to be. Or you old ass people barely getting around. It's shameful. This is from the AP, written by Calvin Woodward and Emily Swanson. Biden is widely seen as too old for office, and AP North Pole finds Trump has problems of his own. I won't read the whole article, but I'll breeze through it for you. Americans actually agree on something on this time of raw discord. Joe Biden is too old to be an effective president in a second term. Only a few years his junior, Donald Trump raises strikingly less concern about his age. But they have plenty of other problems with Trump, who at least for now far outdistances his rivals for the Republican nomination, despite his multiple criminal indictments. Never mind his advanced years. If anything, some say the 77-year-old ought to grow up. Okay? Like I said, I'm skipping through it. A new AP North poll finds most Democrats say Joe Biden, age 80, and Trump, 77, are each too old for another term, while Republicans tend to say Biden's too old, but not Trump. Yo, what is 3 years? They're both too old, man. They're both too old. 3, 4 years, they're both too old. These are elderly men. And I don't trust them running the country. I don't trust either one of them running the country. It says, in contrast, about half of U.S. adults say Trump is too old for office. And here are the familiar partisan divide emergences. Democrats are far more likely to disqualify Trump by age than the Republicans. That's a fact. Democrats, Republicans, and independents want to sweep a broad broom through the halls of power, imposing age limits on the presidency, Congress, and the Supreme Court. In all, about 2/3 of U.S. adults back an age ceiling on candidates for president and Congress and a mandatory retirement age for justices. I agree with that. You should not be a Supreme Court justice for life. Again, you have the way you are is you know what I'm saying. From a young adult is not going to change for the most part. Your values are not going to change as an old adult. But however, the world is changing around you, and if you refuse to meet those standards, and you're holding some type of office, and you're responsible for legislation and upholding laws and stuff, I have a problem with that. Everybody on the screen, they were of age in the 60s, man. My mother was a child in the 60s. These people were of age, well of age. Some finished with college before the 60s even end. They were starting their careers and having children in the 60s and early 70s, over 50 something years ago. Things have changed. And although the Democrats like to make you think they're on the cutting edge of change and all of that, don't believe any of that. That's bullshit in itself. No, they're not. Okay? They care about staying in power as well. So they cater to a certain audience who they believe, are the victims or are the helpless, and that's what they run on. So they in this article they talked to a 28-year-old communications consultant in Alexandria, Virginia. Despite a clear preference for Biden over Trump, he wished the top contenders for the presidency were closer to his generation. Quote, they're too old overall, Burden said. That older generation represents a sense of values and sense of the country and the world that just isn't accurate anymore. It can be dangerous to have that view. I totally agree with him. I just said this before I read that. I totally agree with him. They want to deal with Putin and China like this is the Cold War all over again. That they're not thinking that, the technology that we have now can spark a whole nother war that has nothing to do with tanks and ships and airplanes. It could be something with shutting the whole financial grid down. Stuff like that. And I don't believe nobody, they're not talking about this. And nobody wants to hear what the young people have to say. But you want our vote. You don't want to hear what we have to say, but you want our vote. This is what I'm telling you, people. We have to get them. We have to get these old dirty bastards out of there. We have to. Similarly, Gregory Pack, 62, a past and possible future Trump voter in Ardmore, Oklahoma, wishes Biden and Trump would both move along. Quote, just watching and listening to Biden is pretty self-evident he is not what he was, said Pack, a registered nurse. Trump, quote, he is a lot sharper, but at the end of his term, who knows? Pack said, contemplating January 2029. I'm just ready for someone younger. He's had about enough of a man who's all about himself and is wearing his indictments like a badge of honor. But if that's who it takes to defeat Biden, so be it. You see? This is a 62-year-old man who said we need to have somebody else, younger. We need younger minds and voices running the country. That's just the bottom line. I'm going to push this from now until election day. And I hope eventually it goes viral and y'all hear what I'm saying. We can't have these old dirty bastards anymore in office. We need younger people. That's what we need. Why the divergence between the two on public perception of their age? Quote, Biden just seems to be very compromised by age-related conditions, says Eric Denzenhall, 60, a corporate scandal management consultant, who has followed Trump's career and worked in Ronald Reagan's White House. Even people who like him see him as being frail and not altogether there. Quote, whatever Trump's negatives are, I don't think most people see them as being related to being disabled in an age-related way, he said. In fact, the more you throw at him, the more he seems like a ranting toddler. Disturbing, sure, but elderly, not necessarily. Trump has been ranting this way for almost 8 decades, and it always drives him forward. This is what I'm saying, man. My problem with Trump, like, it doesn't have anything to do with his age, but it does have to do with his competence. I just don't think he's competent to run this country. I think he's too paranoid. I think all he'll be thinking about is get back when he gets in there. And I don't see him doing what we need to do as a country to come to some type of reconciliation and healing process. We got to get past all this division. It's destroying us from within. And these so-called leaders, they're not even paying attention to it, or do they care? Or maybe they're like, you know what? I'm old. Let me just, control and enjoy my power because I'm gonna die here anyway. I mean, the odds are in the next 20 years, all these people that's on the screen will not be around. Or if they do, they'll be somewhere sitting down in a wheelchair, sipping everything through a straw. But we're God willing gonna still be here. And now we're gonna be tasked with cleaning up their mess? Nah, we already see what's going on. We need to jump on this now. We need to get these people out. Do not vote for them again. Force them out. And we need to enact laws that stops it at 65. 65, you have to go to the house. I'm sorry. I don't care how much you still feel you can do it. You have to go to the house. We need younger people in here. We need fresh ideas. We need that energy that young people have to stand up against who we're going to eventually have to face in this damn world. Because ain't nobody scared of us no more. And everybody is trying us. And all this infighting that we're doing, it's not doing anything but making it worse. We need a president who's going to say on day one, like, yo, look, I ain't the president for the whites. I ain't the president for the gays. I ain't the president for the blacks. I ain't the president for the Asians, the Latinos, boys, girls, women, men. I'm the president of these United States. Then that's for everybody. So all this tribalism and shit stop today. So don't come to me talking about, oh, well, you ain't doing it. No, what I do for one, I do for all. I'm not going to cater to a special interest group because you voted for me. I have to serve everybody. I am a public servant. My job is to serve the American people. This is what we need to hear. But there's so much backhanded shit that goes on in DC that we don't know, that they think we don't know anything about. Watch House of Cards, y'all. I always encourage to watch that show. Because it shows you how soulless and these politicians are. And everything that they do is just for power. And they're really not against each other. They just want to hold on to their power and influence. Not to mention all of the backhanded deals that they do that we know nothing about. This is how, you know what I'm saying? I think if we can get people to really go in there and really check their financial history over like the last 30, 40 years and how they acquired their wealth, man, there'd be a lot of people going to jail, man. There'd be a lot of people going to jail. So this is why they want to stay in power. And they don't want to give it up. They know what that means. And you should know what it means. They don't care about you. They don't care about us. They don't care about why would they care about the betterment of this country? They're on their way out. They're on their way out of Earth, off of Earth. They've enjoyed their life. They've had very good, fruitful lives. They've been all over the world. They've half-ass worked. They've done nothing. They can't relate to the teacher out there, or the electrician, or the police officer, or the firefighter, or the nurse, or the certified nurse's assistant, or the EMT, or the guy who paves the roads, or the woman who drives the school bus. They can't relate. They've never had those kind of blue-collar jobs, but they like to talk about us blue-collar workers and how they represent us. No, they don't. And if you want to make this country great again, then you have to respect and listen to the people who have built this country. And that's the taxpayers. It's too much going on where these politicians are doing what they want to do, and we're allowing them to do it. And it's really old and it's really sickening. And I'm tired of cursing at a TV or calling up my moms and talking about it. We have to do something about it. I can't do it by myself. We have to do something about it. And we can. If we mobilize now ahead of these elections. And we don't vote Pelosi back in. And we force them to come up with an amendment to change. Yo, you have an age limit for the Supreme Court, Congress, and President. 65 years old, you're done. You're retired. These people are wealthy. They do not have, there's not a financial reason for them to be working. There's just not. I'm not giving you the 70. 65, go into the house. Have a good life. Enjoy what's left of your life. There's no reason for you to be here. I mean, come on, this is ridiculous. We're looking at 80-some-year-old people who don't want to fucking get out of office, who don't want to give up their power and influence. Meanwhile, they're not doing anything for their respective states or country. Jose Tapia, 33, a tech company videographer in Raleigh, North Carolina. He said, quote, "There's got to be a multitude of younger people who are also super qualified. There's no fresh faces at all." Exactly. This is what we had to get fresh faces. There are those of us out there who are educated and qualified. You know what I'm saying? You'll hear them say, like you heard Nikki Haley say to Vivek Ramaswamy in the debate, "Oh, you don't know anything about foreign policy." She doesn't know anything about foreign policy. These people have advisors. Don't think these people go into these roles and like they just know. And again, what is their role? They don't draft legislation, all that. They have think tanks that do that. They have students from Harvard and all of that draft these bills. They're not doing any of this. Even the ones in there who have considerable education. I'm talking about the ones that have like JDs and PhDs. They're not doing any of that. And furthermore, don't assume a person is intelligent just because they have a college degree. That doesn't make you intelligent. I'll say this: it makes you disciplined because you can stick out those 4 years or whatever have you and maintain your studies, and you was able to get a degree. My mother told me that years ago. She said, "What, you think everybody got a degree with straight A's? All you need to do is pass, and you'll get that degree. It's just that simple." So don't look at these people as being super intelligent, because a lot of them aren't. They just got lucky because a bunch of dummies kept voting for them time and time again. And they were able to slide back in office and sit back and do nothing again. You know? Congress doesn't do a damn thing. They're not doing anything tangible for the people. We had Cori Bush talking about this extensive reparations act bill. Stupidity. Stupid woman and a stupid thought and a stupid proposal. This is what you're doing with your time. This is what This is what your constituents and the taxpayers is paying for you for your salary for you to be fucking off and talking about a proposal for reparations. I mean, like, you can't be serious. This chick is from Missouri's 1st congressional district, which includes the city of St. Louis. St. Louis is a dump. So this is what I would worry about if I was you, Cori Bush. Worry about St. Louis. McConnell, I believe you're in Kentucky. We know that's one of the poorest states in the union, next to Mississippi. You see what I'm saying? It's not but destruction all along their path. But yet and still, they're not doing what the constituents voted them in for. If they're not, then don't vote them in again. And we need to get some type of law drafted up ASAP to put an age limit on these people. You should not be able to die in office, and you should not be no super old person in office. After 65, that's it. It's time to go. Retire. Again, they're not doing it for any financial means. A lot of people out in society who are still working, they don't want to work. A lot of them. I didn't say all of them. But a lot of them, they don't have a choice. They don't have the kind of wealth and that kind of nest egg where they can just lay back and chill. Then you have those that just want to work because they just have nothing else to do with their worthless life. I can find a million things to do if I wasn't working. Give me a check and let me not have to go to somebody's job every. I can find a million things to do. Trust me. I can go volunteer somewhere. I can go fishing. I can spend more time with my kids. I can spend more time with my moms, my brother, my niece, my nephew. There's plenty of things I could do. But these people, the power has them so intoxicated, they just can't leave that. It's their whole life at this point. It's not about the American people. It's not about serving the public. We already know they're not doing these things. But it's just about, yo, I love this power trip, man. I love being involved with this. I love all the attention I get in the Speaker Pelosi and the, you know what I'm saying, Mr. McConnell, Senator McConnell, and Congressman, blah, 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 and blah, 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 and blah. They love all of that. Giuliani, you stupid old bastard, you old dirty bastard. You had a great legacy in place. You was the mayor of New York during September 11, 2001. You put the mob in jail. You crippled the mob. Basically, they were never the same after you prosecuted them and put them away. Now look at you, man. You got yourself involved with people that you didn't have yourself. You should have not gotten involved with. And then you stood 10 toes down with them. You was on some real gangster shit. And look what happened. Now you cased up. Come on, man. This is crazy, man. What we're seeing, what we're going through right now, this is crazy. And it's going to take us young people to take it back from these old dirty bastards and get our country back to a somewhat of a prominent state in this world and respected and feared as we should be as a superpower. This is what has to be done. If not, we're going to fucking hell in a handbag. And everybody's going. It ain't going to be just Republicans. It ain't going to be just Democrats. It ain't going to be just conservatives. It ain't going to be just liberals. We're all going. So if that's what y'all down for, and you want to just blow this motherfucker, then so be it. But if you really want to see change, and then we got to start getting more active. We got to start having more political conversations. You know what I'm saying? We have to start coming together. We have to start learning to respectfully disagree and not talk over each other and get offended and call names and get violent and this and that. We have to be more considerate of each other. And the main thing is we have to respect each other. It doesn't matter if I have a different point of view than you. It doesn't matter if you're gay and I'm straight. It doesn't matter if this and that. Doesn't matter, man. We are all human beings who occupy this one part of the earth, North America. The continent of North America, these United States. We gotta get this moment, man, where we're willing to talk and build with each other and like, yo, you know what, you're right. I could put this to the side. I could put that to the side. Because, yeah, I do want this country to be better. And, yo, never mind Trump. Nah, he too old, too. Nah, let's look at somebody younger and let's see. You know what I'm saying? Yo, let's really ask them what they're going to do and this and that. And let's have a big forum. And let's have them go from state to state and talk to us younger people. And if he's worthy or she's worthy of our vote, then they get it. and we start to begin to move on as a country and pick up the pieces. We are very broken right now. We have to pick up these pieces. Yo, I want to thank everybody, man, who tuned in. You know what I'm saying? Like, subscribe, and share, please, y'all. Always donate to the movement, man. I really want to get on the road with this. You know what I'm saying? I want to get on the road with this message. We got to get rid of these old dirty bastards. You know what I'm saying? Yo, hit me on Instagram, man, at Phonics, man. Write the Truth. Write the Truth is Facebook page, man. That's the Facebook page. You know what I'm saying? So y'all need to join that too, man. I think we'll get there, but we're gonna need everybody, man. And, yo, this is all hands on deck, and everybody has to put their damn differences aside. And if you don't want to do it, fine. Well, then just prepare for the inevitable, and just don't be afraid, man, because it's going down. I like to, you know what I'm saying. Wish everybody out there a safe weekend or whatever, man, and just be safe. Um, Start being on point. Stop allowing yourself to be so distracted. I'm telling myself the same thing. I know we got the sports coming back and everything's ramping up. Let's stop allowing ourselves to be so distracted. We can take some time out the day to listen to a Write the Truth while you cleaning your house like you should be, or cutting grass or working out. That's why I don't make my podcast super duper long. I want to give you something to think about, something to comment about, and then we can get back and go to the next one. All right? Again, like, subscribe, and share, y'all. And I'm going to talk to y'all soon.